Good evening. So this is the first time I think I've come on this live the same day. So earlier I was on my walk on my way back to the apartment so I could make sure I clock back in for work on time. So anyway, I am reading. So also a part of taking care of myself. This is, we're constantly on a healing journey, right? So we have to do things that are going to help us heal. And we have to be consistent. Yeah, we fall off. It gets boring sometimes. It gets boring eating right all the time. It gets boring sometimes just doing what's good for us. Sometimes we want to do the bad shit. Sometimes we want to eat the unhealthy stuff, right? So anyway, I got this book by Candace Love called Remember Who the You Are. And I'm just starting it. So I just wanted to come on and just share. She's an amazing individual. I met her and her husband. So Candace Love is on Instagram. And then I met her husband, Docs, aka Brick City Buddha, and also on Instagram. They are relationship coaches, emotional healing coaches, and just two amazing people. Like, that's just summing it up quickly. So Candace celebrated her birthday last weekend, and this book was on sale. Also, she has a natural skincare line called Sasha Flowers, and it's in honor of her German Shepherd that passed away. So I bought the book because I said, right now, what do I need right now that is, that will benefit my healing journey? So I feel like I needed this more than the skincare right now, than the skin products. But I will get those at some point as well. So it's called Remember Who the Fuck You Are, a daily reminder to return home to yourself with soul explorative journal invitations. And I do have my journal as well. And I just wanted to come on because it's so cool how she and I have a lot of similarities. She's much younger than me, but she's a single child. I'm also a single child. And I did not grow up with my father. She did have her father until a certain point of her life, but not really. So she also has the trauma of, daddy-daughter trauma. So anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I just wanted to share how I love how she's so open and transparent about her life, her traumas, and each step, she speaks on. Well, I think I'm still in chapter 1, but she just speaks on how, her addiction with alcohol and overcoming that. So I love that I am reading this because it's also helping me to identify some of my traumas, my childhood traumas, and just look at things, and her sharing her stories on her journey. I'm writing things down and also looking at my journey. And I'm like, okay. It's just helping me to do some deep reflecting and really take a look at myself. Like some of this I'm seeing, not all of it, but some of it. And like, okay, just wanting to actually even remember certain things. Really, my deepest trauma is not having my father in my life as I was growing up, in my formative years. Um, I came to meet him later in life and be around him. Um, and I did try to keep in touch and mend that relationship. I tried to forgive. I'm not at the point of forgiveness yet. I can honestly say that. But there are certain instances where the response, if I'm telling a story, if I'm saying something that happened to me, um, like for example, one of the relationships I was in, um, that particular ex-partner had been dishonest, stepped out of the relationship, and some other things happened. I'm not ready to discuss that yet. But when I said this, when I shared this with my father, he kind of laughed and said, "Oh, yeah? Not even, are you okay? Um, Give some advice," or I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I didn't sound hurt at the time I was sharing the story. But even to just be attentive and aware enough to say, "Are you okay?" I know you might be, have this wall up, or I don't know. I just feel like it was never that compassion there in certain ways that I needed. And because we didn't really know each other, could I really expect that, right? Um, so like I'm okay. I feel like I don't have the anger issues that I used to have because I have come to some sort of peace. Like, I tried. We did have a moment where we did keep in touch. I tried. There's certain things that he says and does that trigger me. And he's older, so at this point he's not going to change. He's already set in his way. Somebody has to want to change. Somebody has to take that effort, that next step. And if somebody's not naturally a compassionate person, or they're emotionally detached person because of what they went through, he didn't heal from his father not being in his life. He didn't. So that, instead of him being, making sure that he had relationships with all of his kids, it didn't happen. He didn't know how, but I feel like he didn't try. He didn't make an effort. So, anyway, I feel like once I get through this, I feel like, in me doing the journaling, that's encouraged. That's what this book is for, to take it, not read it quickly, but take it chapter by chapter. And she says that, take it chapter by chapter, take notes, take it in, maybe go back to something that, you saw before and you need to read that again. I'm really, really, and I'm glad she said that. I'm glad that was part of the intention for this book, is to really help someone else. And I appreciate it, because I do, I came a long way, and I'm so glad that I'm not the person I was. I was very angry. I was very resentful. And toward, actually, not my mom so much until later, but my father. I have been very resentful um, toward him. And although I'm not resentful now, again, I just chose to not continue that relationship. It's important for me not to entertain relationships that don't serve me in a healthy way. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, I can't. So, I'm okay with it, and I didn't grow up with my father, so I don't feel obligated to maintain that relationship. I don't know if that's right, but I feel like it's right for me. I did speak to the Most High, and I'm like, I apologize if I'm making the wrong decision, but I feel like this is what's best for me. And I feel like I did the work, and I tried, and I put that effort in. And there was a time for that, and that time is up. And I just have to be okay with it. I'm okay with that. And I'm willing to endure any consequences that may come with that later. I have to know, but I've made peace with that decision. And that's important for me. I made peace with that decision. And I feel great about that decision because it's not like I didn't try. So, with that being said, I'm going to get back to this book. I just wanted to share because it's great. And anybody, any woman out there who now, or maybe later, when you're ready to focus on your healing, I highly recommend this book. I do. And she sells online, but she's in Houston. She's from Houston. And since I'm here right now, I was able to buy it in person. And that is a blessing. And I'm really just being present in this time that I am here, in this city, in this state. I did not do that while I was living in LA, living in Los Angeles. I was there 10 months. And, I do wish I had been more present and stayed, toughed it out a little bit longer, but that's not what was supposed to happen. That's not what was supposed to happen, because as soon as I got back to New York, I focused on getting TV jobs, film jobs, and then eventually got initiated into the union. And that's what I said I wanted to do in order for me to be able to go back to LA and actually work in LA and get in that union. And that happened. So, if things don't happen, it wasn't a part of the plan, right? And it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be an easy road or path. But when you get there, you're like, okay, I was supposed to go through that to get here. And sometimes, I think we do, whatever decision we make, it may take you a little bit longer to get to your end goal, but you get to your end goal. Or if you really get, off the path, then you won't make that. But if you are supposed to make it to your goal and your dreams, and you feel strongly about it, you're going to do it. When you speak it and write it down, you're going to do it. Okay? So, and you have to actively want to heal and be ready to heal. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. And it's not going to be easy. And it's a challenge. I love a challenge. I'm always ready for a challenge. And, I will say, for whatever reason, after my 12-year-old cousin passed away in July, when I came back to Houston, he was in Nebraska. I think I said that on another video. I had absolutely no desire to smoke cigarettes or drink. Now, I've had my birthday, Labor Day came up, and no, I didn't get it in like I usually get it in, and I have no desire to. And I never was that one to really buy wine or liquor and have it at the house because I really don't like drinking by myself. But I found that when I did do that, it was because I was triggered in some way or had a long day or, had an excuse to actually buy cigarettes or liquor, wine, you know. And, but I knew at some point I wasn't going to want to do it anymore. Because even though I don't feel like I was an alcoholic, there were times where I could, in one sitting, socially, could just drink a lot socially. And that's not really good, you know? So, but there were times that I did drink alone. So I just don't like the feeling of it, and I want to be as clear-headed and focused on this part of my journey. I really want to be I want so much clarity. I'm doing everything with intention now. I know what I want, and I just feel like I need to channel my any negative feelings that I have, any pain, any anxiety, any doubt, any fear, any insecurities, anger. I want all those negative feelings to be put into healing. Whether it's reading, listening to some meditation music that I have on right now. You probably can't hear it that well. Or painting. I got my plastic laid down in the living room, and I got my paint ready to go, and I have in my mind, I already started on a collection, my sweets collection, and I'm going to just build off that collection. I'm going to create off of that collection theme. And that's what I'm going to put my energy into. It's no longer going to be leaning toward toxic things that are bad for me, whether it's bad relationships, internalizing with, chemicals. No, I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't know, it just came I know it did not come from nowhere. I feel like my two people that have passed on within the last year, I feel like they're the ones that, put that in me, that feeling like I don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't. You can do other things that are more healthy. And that will get you to your goal. Maybe a little faster. A lot healthier. And in that positive healing journey. And that's the only way you can heal is if it's positive, right? Having positive relationships, doing positive things, thinking positively. Sometimes it's not always easy being positive, right? It's not always easy having positive thoughts. You have to intentionally do that. Change your thinking, change your words. You know, I can't to I can. I won't to I will. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. You just got to put your mind to it. And I have a few journals, but here's one of them. And I think I got this at Family Dollar or Dollar Tree. And it says follow your heart, and that's why I got it. And it's gold and shimmery. I love gold and shimmer, but that follow your heart, because that's what you have to do. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Of course, the healthy way. Follow your heart. And you'll know when it's your time. You'll know when it's your time to give up what no longer serves you. You'll know, because you'll get tired. Your spirit will get tired. You'll want better. You want to elevate higher. And as you start meeting people that are on the path, that are doing what you strive to do, something similar or where you strive to go, you know, you have to put yourself in these places. You have to put yourself around what you want. And you have to know that you attract what you want. Our thoughts are powerful, our words are powerful, so be careful what you say. And there's so many videos out there about affirmations, meditation, guided meditation. Sometimes I have to listen to the guided meditation, you know, especially if I need to sleep or when I wake up in the morning. So just know that there are resources out there for you. And you'll find the people that you want to be a part of to be on that journey with you, to inspire you, to keep going on your journey. You'll find that. You'll naturally find that. Even when you start, you know, whatever you start watching on YouTube, of course, you know, the algorithms pick up on that. But I'll let you know some of the people I watch. Trinius, I think it's Trinius Genius, Rima, and those are a couple people that I listen to, motivational, along with Candace Love and Brick City Buddha. But, you know, Instagram, social media, YouTube, those are amazing platforms to find what you need to help you along the way. Okay, so there's no excuse. Do it when you're ready, but do it. And if you listen to this to the end, then that means I had something to say and I touched you and I reached you and something resonated with you. So just know, you know, it is scary at first because you're like, man, you know, you may not be ready to give up everything that you know you need to give up. It's scary making change sometimes, but just know that there's many rewards at the end, you know? And if you're somebody that is suffering or not suffering, if you're somebody that is having a challenge with some type of addiction, your addiction could be sex, drugs, alcohol. You could have OCD, you know, obsessive compulsive about whatever, your relationships, you know, people in your life, your ways, how you do things, your thought process. Sometimes we have to be a little bit flexible in order to be open and receive the blessings that are for us. So just know that you can overcome any addiction. Literally, I didn't go to anybody for help. I didn't read any books. I didn't buy Nicorette. I didn't, go to AA. None of that. Because I knew that I was strong enough and I had the power, strong enough to let go of anything. I'm not addicted to anything. I can let go. I can walk away. I can heal myself. Even with, healing, if you want to start eating better. I have this green juice. I think I mentioned that in another video. This grocery store out here, they make fresh green juices. That's what I do. Cause I don't always want to cut up kale. Sometimes I don't feel like chopping up everything because I like onions in my, onions, tomatoes. I really only have red onions, tomatoes, or sometimes green onion. I'll put cilantro and, but I chop up the kale and then I massage it with the olive oil so it's not so dry and hard, right? So anyway, look online for natural remedies to heal certain things. Natural remedies for certain cravings and addictions, and that can help too. I mean, if you need that, then that's what you need. You know, do what you need to do to help you come out of this addiction, whatever addiction it may be, right? Whatever you need to do, seek that help. I did that through meditation. My journey actually started, I think, 2013. And I found Dr. Wayne Dyer. I don't know if I found him or somebody referred me to watch his videos on YouTube, but I would start with Dr. Wayne Dyer, D-Y-E-R. And he helped me, even though I grew up in the church, I've always had a religious faith-based background, but now I'm spiritual, and that's different. Religion and spirituality are different. I am on my spiritual journey, and it's constant, and it's a challenge. It's not always easy because you will always be tested. You will always be tested. So and some days you won't feel strong, and some days you won't be strong, but you gotta just, when I'm feeling like that, I usually stay home. I don't do much. I don't go anywhere. I don't really do much. That's when I really get into myself. But during the week, I don't really do much anyway, unless it's a special event. But since I work from home during the week, I want to be out on the weekends. But now I'm very intentional about where I go because I don't want to be around the wrong energy. I've done that being in bars and clubs and lounges. Been there, done that. But being in a new city, of course, I went to some of the popular spots, not clubs, but some of the bars and lounges and restaurants just to get a feel, familiarize myself. So when people come to visit, I know where to go. Like, okay, I've been here. Yeah, that's cool. Or no, we're not going to do that. Right? But anyway, I just want to say enjoy your journey. Take the good with the bad. Don't be too hard on yourself. Be flexible, be open. And what doesn't serve you, please don't have a problem saying no. Don't have a problem saying no, because that's a part of the journey too. You have to be okay with letting go of people, and you have to be okay with people walking out of your life, right? That's a part of it. Because whoever walks out and whoever you have to walk away from, then they're not meant to be in your life on this next part of your journey. They're not going to be with you on the end, to the end. Or maybe they'll come in later, because we're not all on the same path at the same time. So I just, at this time, I know that there's certain people I can't be around. I can't. And I'm okay with that. Anyway, all right, it's 30 minutes. I gotta go. Have a great evening. And I'm not sure when I'll be back on here, but thank you for listening. And oh, happy healing. Good night.